It's Monday, November 23rd, and this is your coffee break on the HAN network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, bringing you today's latest news. Donald Ang will join us later to take a look back in this day in history, and Mike Suppy will have the latest sports news today. Later in the show, we have some folks from the Fairfield Christmas Tree Festival joining us to talk about that great annual event. But first, on to today's headlines. A 50-year-old Stamford man died Sunday after falling from his fishing boat on Lake Warramog, that according to the Department of Energy and Environmental Protection. The man's identity was not immediately released. The search began when authorities received a report of two men who fell out of their fishing boat around 11:30 in the morning on Sunday. One man managed to swim to shore and was transported to New Milford Hospital with mild hypothermia. The Stamford man's body was found at about 4:30 in the afternoon. Several fire and medical crews and a dive team from Goshen assisted in the search. State Environmental Conservation Police are investigating that incident. Well, Darien police reported that the accident investigation team was responding to a serious motor vehicle accident on Mansfield Avenue at Middlesex Road early Monday morning. No further details were immediately available, but check DarienTimes.com for updates on that. A Bridgeport man was arrested for allegedly calling in a bomb threat at a Milford business last week. Police said that on November 19th, the Milford Police Department received a 911 call from a business at 66 Erna Avenue, which a directory identifies as Colonial Coatings. The caller stated, "Bomb, first floor," and then hung up the phone, police said. Milford police, with the assistance of the Connecticut State Police Bomb Squad, secured the building and checked for explosive devices. The building was checked and no explosive devices were found, police said. Further investigation led to a suspect being named, and after a short time, police arrested 22-year-old Wilfredo Garcias of Bridgeport. Garcia admitted to officers that he had made a bomb threat in an attempt to delay a female acquaintance from losing her job at the business. Garcia is being charged with falsely reporting an incident to police and breach of peace. He was able to post a $5,000 bond and is due in court on December 15th. Well, a large portion of a downed small plane believed to be carrying a couple who have been longtime Danbury restaurant owners was too heavy to be pulled from the Westchester County Reservoir on Sunday, according to the Danbury News-Times. After recovering smaller pieces of the plane from the Titicus Reservoir Sunday morning, dive teams called off their search for the back portion of the tail's fuselage at around 4 p.m. because the aircraft was too heavy, according to Adam Bosch, a spokesman for the New York City Department of Environmental Protection. The Department of Environmental Protection and the New York State Police plan to contact other agencies, including the National Transportation Safety Board, for additional resources and possibly heavier equipment to remove the plane this week. Evidence of the couple believed to be inside the plane haven't been found, but Bosch said some items have washed ashore, including a piece of clothing and an eyeglasses case. Officials have not yet identified the human remains found in the reservoir Friday, but Ridgefield resident Eric Horza believed his father, Val Horza, and stepmother, Tao Robinson, died in the crash. The South Salem, New York couple were returning to Danbury Airport from a trip to the Mississippi when the plane vanished from radar just south of the reservoir at about 4:30 Thursday. Eric Horza said his father and stepmother were owners of Bangkok Restaurant in Danbury and that his father had been flying for 30 years. Well, the Milford Fire Department boat sank Saturday night. According to Fire Department spokesman Greg Carmen, at about 7 p.m., a caller from the boatyard said the fireboat was taking on water and sinking. Within 20 minutes of checking on the situation, it was completely submerged. No one was on the boat at the time. A boom was deployed to contain any fuel that may leak, Carmen said. The state police dive team was called to raise the boat and get it on shore. The fireboat is docked at Port Milford on Rogers Avenue. It is a 1995 20-foot Winginghoff. The department does have another boat that is smaller but is able to respond to most marine emergencies that Milford might be faced with, Carmen said. The fireboat is used for anything from boat fires to search and rescue calls, including dive team operations, towing vessels in distress, and medical emergencies. For updates on that story, check back to milfordmirror.com. Well, St. Vincent's Medical Center is conducting an emergency preparedness drill today. The drill will focus on proper procedures for responding to an unattended and suspicious package. The drill will be happening today at 1 in the afternoon at the 2800 Main Street Hospital. In light of recent events around the world, the hospital wants to be sure the public is aware that this is only a drill. Practice drills are conducted on a regular basis, according to St. Vincent's Medical Center. This ensures that everyone on staff understands their specific role and responsibilities during an emergency. The Department of Homeland Security has designated November Critical Infrastructure Security and Resilience Months. Well, we're going to step out for a quick break. When we come back on your coffee break, Donald Dang's going to take a look back in this day in history. Mike Suppy's joining us again with the latest sports news, and we have a lot more headlines coming up on your coffee break after this.
Had a sports injury that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist quickly. Their highly trained orthopedic professionals expertly treat you without an appointment. Skiing, snowboard, or sports accident, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk. Call 203-845-2070 or coastalorthoexpress.com. Find them on Facebook at Coastal Ortho CT.
Darien Sport Shop is a unique store because it's a family store. A busy mom can come in with kids in tow and find everything she needs for them, and even find a dress for herself for Saturday night. And if she's in a rush, she can simply go home and order it from us that night. We'll deliver it the next day. The Darien Sport Shop. We're pretty on the outside and amazing on the inside. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut. Or shop us online at dariensport.com.
Football University, the nation's leading football training experience, is now accepting applications for its 2015 camps. Our elite faculty of NFL coaches and top professionals teach position-specific on the field and in the classroom to improve your football IQ and help you reach your full potential as a player. Apply today at footballuniversity.org. Football University, where technique plus talent beats talent alone.
The fall bite is heating up. Albies, bonita, blackfish, alligator blues, and stripers are following the large schools of bait in the Long Island Sound. This is the time to visit the New England coast, and the Dock Shop can get you outfitted with the latest fishing gear, jackets, hats, gloves, and fleece. Boater, beach bum, fishermen simply love the New England coast. This is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, now in 2 locations, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
You are watching the HAN Network, and you're not alone. 102,000 viewers have enjoyed the HAN Network in just the last 6 weeks. Advertise on the network that reaches Fairfield County, Connecticut's most engaged audience. Contact Jessica Murrin, Advertising Director, at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
The 2015 FCAC Football Championship on Thanksgiving morning will match the New Canaan Rams and the Darien Blue Wave. It's the 50th anniversary edition of the big game, as well as the annual Turkey Bowl. The HAN Network is your exclusive home for all of the action. Our coverage will begin at 8 a.m. with FCAC Championship Game Day, followed by pregame coverage at 10. Kickoff is at 10:30. The live video streaming broadcast is available on pay-per-view at championships.han.network.
And we're back on this Monday edition of your coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski. Time to throw it over to Donald Dang for a look back on this day in history. Don.
Well, Kate, the second most famous person ever to regularly use a phone booth on television made his debut on this day. But first we go to all the way back to 534 BCE. Thespis of Icaria becomes the first recorded actor to portray a character on stage rather than reciting verse in the third person. He also invented the concept of a touring theater troupe when Thespis and his group traveled to various cities to perform. If you've ever wondered why theater actors are called thespians, well, wonder no more. 1924, the New York Times publishes news that Edwin Hubble has discovered that the Andromeda Nebula is actually a galaxy far outside of our own. Previously, astronomers had believed the universe consisted of only the Milky Way galaxy. Hubble's discovery meant that in an instant, the universe grew by a factor of several hundred million times. 1992, the first smartphone, the IBM Simon, introduced at Comdex in Las Vegas. Called the Personal Communicator, it combined the features of a cell phone and a PDA, including a calendar and a directory. It also featured a touch screen and apps for things like stock reports and news. It sold about 50,000 units at a price of $900 with a 2-year service contract. And finally, we really could go anywhere in time, but we go to 1963 for this. That is the BBC broadcast of An Unearthly Child, starring William Hartnell, the first episode of Doctor Who, now the world's longest-running science fiction drama. Counting the original series and the revival, it has run 36 seasons on the BBC, and 12 different actors have played the role. So science fiction fans rejoicing, 1963, Doctor Who made his debut. That's your look back in history, and I am Donald Ing.
All right, thanks so much, Don. Well, before we throw it over to Mike Suppy with sports, going to get back to a little more news today. A woman from Oklahoma is accused of scamming an 81-year-old Reading resident out of $60,000. 61-year-old Linda Lou Anderson Fowler was arrested after a year-long investigation by the Reading Police Department for defrauding a resident in a telephone scam last November. Through the scam, Anderson Fowler convinced the resident to mail $60,000 in cash, according to the Reading Police Department. The department tracked the pickup location and worked with local police officers in Oklahoma to get surveillance video. The officers in Oklahoma arrested the suspect Friday. She is being held at the Tulsa Sheriff's Jail pending extradition to Connecticut. She is expected to be charged with first-degree larceny, according to Reading Police. All right, Mike Suppy's joining us again today with the latest in local sports. Mike.
Thanks, Kate. Well, they needed overtime to resolve the Class L field hockey championship game. I thought there was going to be a video there.
All right, if not, we can. Yeah.
Sure. Well, we'll skip that for now. We'll go to some more field hockey where Cameron Dayton scored early in the second half, and goalie Emily Conley and the defense made that stand up as number 7 New Canaan defeated number 1 seed Joel Barlow 1-0 in the CIAC Class M Championship Saturday in Wethersfield. It's the first state title for the Rams since 2003 when they beat Wilton in Coach Sue Schwertel's final game as head coach. Current head coach Aaron Gilday was on that 2003 team. That game featured a thrilling final 8 minutes as the Falcons, who didn't put a shot on goal during the first 52 minutes of the game, peppered the Ram cage with 4 shots and 5 penalty corners down the stretch. Emily Conley came up huge with several kick saves on those corners and stops on a couple of the rebounds. And New Canaan, which finished the season with a record of 18-4-1, caught fire down the stretch, winning 8 of its final 9 games and outscoring the opposition 12-1 in the state playoffs. Now, over in soccer, Glastonbury had a very good day on Saturday, winning both the boys and girls soccer titles. The Tomahawks beat Darien 4-0 in the Class AA boys soccer title game. Liam Richmond made 7 saves in defeat. Sebastian Sanzaro had a goal and 2 assists. In the Class AA final, girls final, Glastonbury beat Ridgefield 5-3 to finish off a 23-0 undefeated season. Natalie Brisinga, Molly Nethercott, and Grace Franklin had the goals for the Tigers. It was the first state final appearance for Ridgefield. They last played in the title game in 1993. Staying over in the FCAC in girls soccer, St. Joseph's won the Class L title with a 2-0 victory over Suffield High. Jenna Bike and Lindsay Savko each scored, and Veronica O'Rourke made 4 saves as the Cadets outshot Suffield 20-3. The Cadets finished the season 21-1 with their only loss coming in the FCAC title game to Ridgefield. In swimming, the Wilton High girls swim team got back into the top 10. 1 year removed from an uncharacteristic 15th place finish, the Warriors finished 8th at the season-ending state open meet Saturday at Yale University in New Haven. Wilton had 226 points, 23 more than 9th place Pomperog. The Warriors were one of 7 FCAC teams placing in the top 10 overall. Greenwich won the open title with 581 points. followed by second place New Canaan, 470 points, third place Darien, 455 points, fifth place Ridgefield, 319 points, sixth place Staples, 306 points. Ludlow was 10th, 2 spots behind Wilton with 179 points. And we're going to go kick it back over to the Wilton field hockey now, where we have JB Cousins' video.
Josh is going to come in and help move stuff with me.
Championship plaque goes to the team captains and coaching staff of Wilton High School. Congratulations to both teams.
And that video was from the aforementioned JB Cousins. Jillian Mahon's final shot of her high school career was also her most memorable, as she knocked in a pass from Emma Rosen for the game-winning goal with 1:57 left in overtime to give Wilton High's field hockey team a 1-0 win over Cheshire on Saturday in the Class L championship game, also played at Wethersfield High. The Warriors, who improved to 18-5, won their 4th state title in 5 years and their first Class L title since 1976. Wilton had plenty of opportunities throughout the game, but couldn't crack a solid Cheshire defense anchored by goalie Alyssa Stevens, who made 9 saves. The Warriors had a 9-0 edge in shots on goal in regulation and a 14-2 edge in penalty corners. Wilton goalie Amanda Hendry made the only save, but it was a big one as she turned away a shot early in overtime that could have ended the game. And with sports, I'm Mike Suppi.
All right, thanks so much, Mike. Well, speaking of sports, as you may know, if we've mentioned, the HAN Network will have live exclusive coverage of the biggest football rivalry in the state when undefeated Darien and New Canaan meet in the Turkey Bowl FCAC Championship on Thanksgiving morning. But before that, HAN wants to see the fans who will root for their teams from the stands. We'll be hosting a live preview show today in New Canaan, that's Monday, November 23rd, and in Darien tomorrow, Tuesday, November 24th. We'll be interviewing athletes, coaches, folks in the community, and that is going to happen 2:30 to 3:30, both Monday and Tuesday. You can watch that live at live.han.network. And of course, if you want to watch the Turkey Bowl, visit championships.han.network. But getting back to a little more news today, 2 weeks after being elected as the highest vote getter in the 6-way school board contest in Ridgefield, board member Chris Murray has resigned from the Ridgefield Board of Education. Murray, a Republican who was the board's vice chairman and the head of its negotiating committee, ended what would have been his second term on the board with one-sentence letter to the town clerk on Tuesday, November 17th. On Wednesday, Murray responded to the Ridgefield Press with a brief explanation of his decision. He said he's decided to spend more time and focus on his family. He said he thanked everyone for the opportunity to serve Ridgefield. Other school board members didn't seem to know what to think. Scott Mason, a fellow Republican, told the press that it caught me by surprise. He knew what he was doing on the board, and he was a key man on negotiations. Under the Ridgefield Town Charter, the school board appoints a new member by majority vote, and if it doesn't do so within 30 days, the decision goes to the Board of Selectmen. The person appointed must be a member of the same political party as the member who left the seat to be filled. In Murray's case, the new member must be a Republican. Well, Trumbull has a new town planner. Rob Labrandy will take over as land use planner, the town announced in a press release last Friday, following a stint as acting director of planning and zoning and development for the city of West Haven, where he led the land use team and staffed 6 land use boards. Before West Haven, Labrandy served in the towns of Cheshire and Southington. Director of Economic Development Jamie Brott said that he is adept at guiding citizens and investors through the permitting process for development projects of every size, while specializing in site plan review, staff reporting, small area plans, and transit-oriented development. Labrandy will be the staff advisor to the Trumbull Planning and Zoning Commission and will work closely with Brott, who previously served as Trumbull's planner for 3 years before being promoted this past spring. Well, in Stratford, the contaminated Raymark ball field could be linked with the former contract plating site and the nearby Department of Public Works and transformed into a light industrial complex. The post-waste cleanup vision was presented to town residents last Thursday during a pair of meetings hosted by the Federal Environmental Protection Agency and consultant Vita Nuova of Newtown. The concept includes 2 20,000 square foot industrial flex buildings, a 30,000 square foot industrial flex building, spreader racks, and a vehicle storage building for the town's Department of Public Works, as well as reconfigured parking and a restricted access connector road from Longbrook. There would also be a green space buffer to give residents near the property a break from the sounds and views from those buildings. Positive aspects include the possible creation of the new Exit 33 off Interstate 95, and that Stratford is a viable economic environment. But half the field does have constraints, she said, because it isn't flat, has no stormwater management, and doesn't have great access. Stratford recently started demolition of the buildings at contract plating site off Longbrook Avenue with state dollars. You can get a lot more on that story at stratfordstar.com. And finally, an estimated 200,000 people lined the streets of downtown Stamford for the 22nd UBS Parade Spectacular on Sunday. Giant balloons and floats worked their way through the city streets, dodging traffic lights and power lines to the cheers of spectators. And as you can see, this is some video and photos provided by our own Josh Fisher. The parade featured 9 marching bands, 8 floats, dancing troops, cheerleaders, marching units, clowns, Stamford police officers on motorcycles, and the Connecticut State Police Mounted Horse Guard. There were also 1,500 volunteers to help make it all happen. All right, well, we are going to step out for another break, and we come back. We have 2 special guests from the Fairfield Christmas Tree Festival coming up, so keep watching. We'll be back on your coffee break after this.
It's time to come back to hometown banking, where people are taken into account, not just balances. Where community comes first. A place where there's more than one kind of interest. Where automation will never replace consideration. Where they not only know your name, they know your dog's name too. It's time to expect more. It's time to bank well. Bank smart. Bank local. Bank well.
In Pound Ridge since 1993, the Wine Connection is one of America's best wine shops. Visit our beautiful store for the greatest in wine and knowledgeable service. With wonderful values from around the world to collectibles for your cellar, we are your one-stop source. Visit our online shop at wineconn.com and make sure to sign up for email updates. With great offers, new arrivals, and special events, don't miss all the action at the Wine Connection, including tastings every weekend. The Wine Connection, located at 32 Westchester Avenue, Pound Ridge, New York.
This fall for our red panda. That's right, Roshan the red panda will be visiting the Beardsley Zoo for a limited time. Resembling raccoons, red pandas primarily eat bamboo, but will occasionally eat fruits, berries, young leaves, and certain tree bark, like their better-known black and white cousins. As an adult, Roshan is expected to weigh 10 to 12 pounds, and you can see him at the South American Rainforest exhibit, Connecticut's Beardsley Zoo of Bridgeport. A whole new experience. 875 Noble Avenue, Bridgeport. 203-394-6565.
Find over 1,000 special stories at Hospital for Special Surgery. Go to hss.edu/backinthe game.
I was jogging 5 months after my cartilage tear.
Skiing a year after hip surgery.
And playing grandma 4 weeks after hip replacement.
One special hospital, 1,000 special stories. See Connecticut patients at hss.edu/CT.
Back to school means back to busy, and Stewart's Market can save you precious time by stocking all of your favorite essentials under one roof. For a healthy start to school, we have all the ingredients. Walter Stewart's, your family-owned fresh local market, 229 Elm Street and at stewartsmarket.com.
Healthy, confident smiles begin at Stratford Orthodontics. Conveniently located on Main Street, we are Stratford's hometown orthodontist. We offer the latest in orthodontic technology, including Damon braces and Invisalign. We always accept new patients. Call today to schedule a complimentary consultation. 203-375-8332. Stratford Orthodontics, 2499 Main Street, Stratford. 203-375-8332 and online at stratfordsmile.com.
While the temperatures are cooling down, the fall bite is heating up. Albies, bonita, blackfish, alligator blues, and stripers are following the large schools of bait that are abundant in the Long Island Sound. If you love the New England coast during autumn, this is the time to be on the water. The latest from Shimano, Quantum, Avet, Hoagie, Phase 2 and more are in stock and ready to go at the Dock Shop. And don't mind those fall breezes with jackets, hats, gloves, and fleece from Grundens and Stormer. The Dock Shop will keep you warm and dry. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, now in 2 locations, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
Do you do a lot of running around but get nowhere when you're buying a car? Visit Pamby Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram for the one-stop buying experience and stop spinning your wheels.
And we're back on your coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, joined by a couple special guests right now. We're going to be talking about the Fairfield Christmas Tree Festival, and we have the president of the festival, Colleen Murphy, with us now, and Chris Holes, who is the executive director of the Norwalk Grassroots Tennis Group. Both of you, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming. Now first, Chris, tell us about Norwalk Grassroots Tennis.
Well, proud to do that. It's a 20-year-old charity in Norwalk, a great organization that takes care of kids who are economically disadvantaged, kids who would never play tennis if we didn't introduce them to the game. We did that about 20 years ago and have been doing it for a long time. About 2,000 kids have gone through our program. Wow. And they learn tennis, but that also teaches them about life and how to be an advocate for themselves and how to go forward. And so we often get involved in their school and how they're doing in school, tutor them, make sure they have a plan for college, and a plan for a career, a sustainable career someday that they can make a living and be independent of any kind of supports. Because the statistics for kids who are coming from public housing are pretty dismal, and we make a real difference in their lives.
Wow, that's incredible. And Colleen, the Christmas Tree Festival is going to be benefiting Chris's organization, is that right? Tell us about that.
It is. We are 36 years in running of a beautiful festival in Fairfield that we decorate the Burr Homestead every year and raise funds 100% for that charity. This year we're thrilled to be with Norwalk Grassroots Tennis. It is a wonderful festival. It's running from December the 3rd through the 6th.
You lost the mic.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
The 3rd through the 6th. It is at the Burr Homestead in Fairfield. And all of the funds raised at all of our special events, and you could just walk through the Burr and look at the beautiful decorations, all of it is 100% going towards Norwalk Grassroots Tennis. So we're thrilled.
And it kicks off soon. It's coming up.
Very soon, very soon. December 3rd, it begins. We have a preview, sip and shop, and then several other events. Tennis related, we have Patrick McEnroe and Gigi Fernandez coming. two of our events, but all of it can be found online, tickets for all of these events.
And I love that because, Norwalk Grassroots Tennis is the recipient, you have the tennis theme happening in there. Were you part of that, Chris, to help make that happen?
Absolutely. We have a tremendous volunteer base and even celebrities who know of us. We're a USTA 4-star chapter of National Junior Tennis and Learning Program. So we're well known in the area from the people who have been supporting us for years, and we're so thrilled to be part of this festival. It reaches so many more people than we're normally reaching, and we're just it's just an honor to be part of this great festival and to be the beneficiary this year.
Now, Colleen, what would you say you're looking forward to the most?
It's hard to say. We have
They all sound like
wonderful
good
events,
things,
but I would say our holiday gala with Patrick McEnroe is probably the highlight of all of our events. We're very honored that he's going to show up. He's, of course, a tennis star and ESPN host, so we're hoping all the tennis players out there come out and support us.
Yeah. And I have to say, there's so many holiday events going on, but what makes this stand out and what makes it special and different?
We are actually the only event like this anywhere that is dedicated, that is a Christmas tree festival, and it's fully decorated, the entire borough with Homestead, which, if you haven't been, is a beautiful old building in Fairfield. We've been the premier charity event in the holidays in Fairfield for all these years, and no one does it better than we do.
Yeah.
So we're excited.
And now I have to say, the Sip and Shop sounds pretty good too, and you might be able to find some good gifts, right?
Well,
is that the point?
Your preview, yes. You see all of the everything is for sale. The entire building is for sale, and if you are a Christmas person, you have to see this building when it is in its holiday splendor. There is nothing like it. Nothing like it.
And again, Colleen, tell us how people can get more information on the event.
You can come to our website, which is fairfieldchristmastreefestival.org, and all of the tickets will be available on there. You also can walk up to the bird during the events throughout the entire weekend of the 4th, 5th, and 6th, and just tour the mansion and buy anything you'd like, live wreaths, gifts, everything.
And I should say, this must be a big volunteer effort. I'm sure a lot of you are putting in time, so we should mention that.
We have a very strong board that is very active every year, and I'm so grateful to be a part of this amazing group of people. And then we have hundreds of volunteers that come through and have talented designers that have decorated the rooms. People come and help us sell things. So it is a gala like nothing else.
Yeah.
So we're really proud.
Excited. And Chris, finally, tell us how people can get more information on Norwalk Grassroots Tennis.
Well, go to our website, norwalkgrassrootstennis.org, and volunteer. We are certainly a huge volunteer opportunity for people who want to work with kids. If you play tennis, that's terrific. You can coach youth tennis. If you can help them in school, we're always tutoring kids every day in our facility. Kids come, they need some help. It helps them get through that day. They succeed at first grade, then second and third, all the way up. A lot of our kids are involved for more than 10 years, and that really changes their lives. We get them focused on a great future, and we're so proud of the kids who graduate from our program.
Sure, and they go on to college, kids that might not have had that opportunity.
That's right.
It's amazing what they do.
So it's a great cause to support by going to the Fairfield Christmas Tree Festival.
A great cause.
And this board is just tremendous people who have been working all year to make this festival work, and I'm looking so forward to being part of it this year.
That's great. Well, thank you so much,
both
of you, for joining us.
Thank you very much.
That's going to do it for this edition of Your Coffee Break. We'll be back tomorrow at 11. Have a great day, everyone.